As a new real estate agent, you should know that some home sellers will not list with you because, well, they think realtors are scumbags. And instead, they sell their house to a wholesaler who is the real scumbag in the real estate world. The seller just didn't know it. And if you don't know, a wholesaler is an immoral, unethical, unlicensed person that kind of acts like a real estate agent, but instead looks for desperate widows and old ladies to steal the equity from their homes. With cash offers so super low that they can resell their contract for tens of thousands of dollars of profit without ever even putting the house on the market. I'm going to show you 5 sinister tactics that they use and 5 quick strategies to beat these con artists and win a seller's listing. Wholesalers are like cockroaches. They're unregulated and out of control, infesting your home and costing you money. They can cost the seller double, triple, and even more than a realtor commission because the wholesaler keeps the profit over the contract price with the seller. It's illegal for a realtor to make that type of arrangement with a seller. It's called a net listing, and it's a big no-no. By comparison, the realtor commission is a percentage of the sales price, so they only get more if they get more for the seller. Educate your sellers on this, and you'll be able to beat the cockroaches every single time. Beware of the phrase, "we buy homes for cash," especially if their car or truck is wrapped with obnoxious graphics. The funny thing is, most of these people don't even have the actual money or the intention to buy the house. They are a useless middleman, and often they just sell their contract to a chain of other useless middlemen, kind of like a group of leeches or ticks sucking the blood from its host. They justify their unscrupulous behavior by saying they're helping the person out of a difficult situation, as if they're the only person in the world who can pay cash quickly. We all know the opposite is true. There are plenty of cash buyers looking for a good deal, and they won't have to say the most lame rationalization ever, "I didn't put a gun to their head to take my offer." No, of course you didn't. You have to be trusted by the people that you lie to. You wait for the peak of desperation, then you'll get the chance to put the knife in. They send out thousands upon thousands of annoying postcards saying "we buy homes, any condition, any situation." And they let the seller pick the settlement date as if that's something unique or special. And they send those fake checks with your name on it. Does anybody believe those are real checks? I mean, if they didn't blow so much money on expensive mailings, maybe they wouldn't have to rob desperate people and steal candy from babies. Their phone tactics are relentless and annoying. There are armies of wholesalers that hire armies of overseas telemarketers to harass every phone number in the Western Hemisphere multiple times a day to ask if they'd consider selling or consider their crappy lowball offer. If they catch a whiff of desperation, they begin to circle like vultures and buzzards, ready to start picking away at the carcass. Then there are guru wholesalers who lure and teach even more wholesalers with the promise of easy money. And you can spot them by their rented Ferraris and Lamborghinis posing in front of expensive houses, selling get-rich-quick seminars, con artist coaching, and testosterone supplements. You can spot these clowns by their extreme douchebaggery and their conspicuous consumption of luxury items. Okay, let's take a breath and discuss 5 quick concepts to help you get more listings from the clutches of these dirtbag wholesalers. First, wholesalers are your competitors for listings. And while you disagree with their practices, you don't need to trash anyone publicly. You know, kind of like I'm doing here. Don't do it, it just makes you look bad. If you feel the urge, just send them to this video instead. Your focus should be on differentiating your services to the seller, and you can start with NAR's Code of Ethics. You have it, the wholesaler doesn't. Maybe give the seller a copy of it or a link to NAR's website. Use the code to your advantage. If you're going to compete for distressed listings, you need to recognize these sellers have different needs and you need to adjust your marketing to them and the marketing plan for them. They often do need a quick sale, and the house often does need a lot of work. So you want to appeal to cash buyers, but it's not just limited to wholesalers. This could be house flippers or owner occupants. So accurately describing the condition and potential repairs will dissuade buyers looking for a move-in ready home. You need to know a little bit about home remodeling and renovation costs because it's an important part of this kind of listing. If not, go now and learn a little bit about it. Explain to your seller how your plan will meet their needs because you're familiar with their situation and you know how to market this property to this type of buyer. Listen to the seller's objections. Why were they going to sell to a wholesaler in the first place? Understand their needs, and there could be many reasons and many misconceptions or even illogical and irrational fears. In most cases, your ability to net more money for the seller will overcome those objections because more money in the seller's pocket helps them to solve more of their problems. But money isn't everything, so listen. And if cleaning out the house, for example, is a problem for them, have some clean-out companies lined up and help make that easy for the seller. You're a problem solver, so solve some of their problems. Once you have the listing, be ready to evaluate multiple bids with varying terms. There are online bid submission platforms, but if you don't need all that, a simple spreadsheet or paper with columns will work to keep you organized. Your job is to give the seller good advice based on which offer looks the best and most likely to meet their needs and their goals. So you need to do a proper evaluation, filter out the BS, and guide the seller toward their goal. Unlike the wholesaler, you're on the seller's side. Once you have the listing, make sure that the cash offer is really cash. Be ready to evaluate the buyer's proof of funds. A recent bank statement is normal, but what if the bank statement isn't in the buyer's name? Or if you get a funding letter from a third party, how do you know that third party actually has the money? Are they a mortgage company? Are they a hard money lender? Or some shady character who may not actually fund the loan? Or a family member giving a gift and they could change their mind at the last minute? Does the document look forged or altered? Unlike a wholesaler, you have an obligation and the ability to protect the seller's interests. Sellers don't want to get ripped off, especially if they're in a distressed situation. And so you need to educate them about your commissions versus the potential unlimited wholesaler's profits. But if you're having trouble with a commission discussion with sellers, you should watch this next video here where I help you with that very same topic and the dysfunctional way that agents charge the public for services. You might find it very helpful. So click there now and I'll see you in that video.